Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Inside Movies Galore. I'm your host, David Streggy, and here I have another review for you. This one isn't a holiday film, but it is continuing in my fascination with catching up on some films that Massimiliano Cerchi, and I'm hoping that I say this right, has directed. Basically, many of his earlier films are shot on video films, SOV, related horror films. And last time I reviewed a Satan Claus, and that was done with a production company called Rounds Entertainment, whereas Hellbilly, which is evidently four or five films later, so to speak, was filmed in 2003, and it was done under a different production company called Dark Mountain Pictures. It was also distributed with a different company. And even though it has its standalone DVD, four of his features ended up on a Killer 4-pack Volume 2, and I figured I'd go on about Hellbilly. Now, supposedly, in a small town in Nevada, so this is set in Nevada, so there's some desert, grassy type locations, and evidently there's a hillbilly named Billy that is disfigured and was the direct result of incest between a brother and a sister. But we have a couple played by Nick Armas and Beverly Lynn in the very beginning, who go out middle of nowhere, and their names are Todd and Angie. And Todd begins to make love with Angie in his Jeep. But then he has to take a piss or a leak or whatever the heck you want to call it. And he gets hacked. And then we see Angie run. And she runs. And then she gets caught. And then she struggles. And evidently she's been taken back to a trailer park home that this hillbilly lives in. And eventually the hillbilly falls asleep and Angie is able to escape. While she escapes, there are a couple of guys playing chess. There's a blind woman that we eventually meet, and there is a nun from a local church that comes to the hillbilly's door that he ultimately kills because they get in the way. They get in his path, and the nun tries to tell him about the good book, but he ends up strangling her in a tub. And I don't want to say everything that happens in this film, but I want to say that each kill is a little bit different, and there's a little bit more gore in here than is needed. But here's some of the things that I did not like about the film. The hillbilly, who was played by Clayton Bigsby. Now, he looks the part, okay? But you can tell that he is wearing a mask a little bit more than normal, because the bottom of the mask, normally someone should tuck that in underneath like a collar or something like that to make it a little bit more believable. It's like he threw on a mask and just didn't think about, making the mask a little bit more invisible or invisible, so that people could have it be a little bit more believable. But he didn't do that. So even, I mean, I could get away with, believing it a little bit more if that were the case. But that being said, I really do believe that Clayton Bigsby played his part to a T. There were a couple of played scenes that I believe worked well. Now, there is one thing that I noticed that was done really well in this film, just like in Satan Claus. I believe that Massimiliano Cerchi is very good at dream sequences. For there is a dream sequence that happens in Hellbilly that is just fucking spectacular. At least I think it is. Where after he's killed the good book nun, she comes back and it looks like she kills him. But then he wakes up. So it was more or less a nightmare sequence. And that was interesting. So the other thing that I don't know why I liked, but in the very end, he went back and grabbed a skeletal skeleton dressed in black, and I assume that was his dear mother. I didn't want to say everything, but the dance that he did with her while it went through a flashback of all the people that he had killed. That was beautiful. That was romantic. So there were some things that I enjoyed about this film, but there were some very negative things as well. So I believe that each of these films could have had some better direction, but I believe that he had gotten together with a bunch of people that he enjoyed filming with, and I think the people that he filmed with were having fun at that point in time. I also think that people were having fun in the Satan Claus as well. I want to go on a little bit more about something from that film, since I'm touching on it. There were some scream queens that were quite enjoyable from that film. So I'm enjoying a little bit from each experience. So hopefully you enjoyed my description of these films. Like and subscribe to my page if you have not. Definitely check out some of my previous reviews. Check out some more cool reviews that I'll have coming out. And here's the Killer Pack, and that's from SGL Entertainment. It's got Hellbilly and 3 more other films, which I'll get to as I go on. So thank you for coming and listening to what I have to say. Appreciate it ahead of time. Thank you so much. Have a great day, evening, or morning, wherever you are. Thank you so much.